I'm Jewish. I'm black and Jewish. I actually studied to be a rabbi, and so I studied the Torah, which is the Old Testament. And I think this text is probably one of the deepest when it comes to how we think about guilt, but also how we think about shame. In Genesis, in the first story, it's the story of creation. God creates Adam and Eve, and it's in this garden, and everything is perfect, and all their needs are met. And so this is like the womb. This is paradise. There's nothing wrong. They're allowed to do anything they want. There's no shame. There's no guilt. They can do anything they want. They're in the garden with God, except for this one thing. And God says you can do anything you want, but there are two trees in the garden that you can't eat from. One is the tree of life. The other is the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And there's a snake in the garden. The snake goes and talks to Eve and convinces Eve that she won't die if she eats from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, that God was lying. So Eve listens to the snake. She's tempted by the snake. She goes and eats the apple. She doesn't die, but it says her eyes were open, right? Suddenly she had the knowledge of good and evil. She goes to Adam. She says, you should try this fruit. Adam tries the fruit. His eyes are open. And then God comes down. And it says in the text, and this is in Genesis, in the Bible, it says, after they ate from the tree, they knew they were naked. They're making a connection between the human experience of shame and nakedness. What is shame? Well, I would say shame is the experience of being exposed, right? Something to do with like embarrassment and exposure. That's what a shameful experience is. I'm seen in a way that I don't want to be seen. I'm seen naked. It says they ate from the tree and suddenly they knew they were naked and they covered up. In fact, the word shame means to cover.